Nothing's gonna change until you decide to change yourself. In this video, we're going to look at Darwin's game and just the subtleties that Kaname had to go through in order to be able to change into the person that he was meant to be. So you're going to want to look at how Kaname started out. He had no idea what he was getting himself into. His friend pretty much just sent him the invite to Darwin's game, otherwise known as D game, and this pretty much sent him down the path of having to learn how to survive in this game. He had no idea what would happen. He was pretty much just sitting on this train. He got an invite from the game saying whether or not to accept it. He decided to press, well, not really decided, he had no choice. He accepted it, then all of a sudden a panda showed up in the train that had a knife that was trying to kill him. He thought it was a hallucination. He had no idea what was going on, so he decided to run away. He was terrified. As soon as he realized that the cop got killed by the panda, he was like, oh shit, okay, we're in for a real game right here. This is not some fake little thing that's going on. This is reality, and I have to figure out what I'm going to have to do. So his friend came along, shot the guy in the back with an arrow. This helped Kaname realize that he had a little bit of support. In the process though, his friend ended up getting stabbed, and Kaname decided that he had to take care of his friend, and he was like, all right, what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to make sure that I can defeat this panda? This panda can turn invisible. What the hell am I supposed to do? He really had no idea. So he just kind of kept running and fighting, but more cowering. He ended up winning the game though in the end due to the panda's own arrogance and not knowing exactly how to defeat this rookie, even though he was known as the rookie killer. When you're too confident in your own abilities, you're going to lead to your own downfall. Just look at the panda. He was too confident that he could defeat this rookie that just got introduced into this game, and that eventually led to his downfall. He couldn't maintain his own level of skill because he's like, you know, anybody that comes in this game, they're not going to be very good. They're not going to be very well skilled. They're going to be an easy target, and from that, he lost. So if you guys think that something's going to be easy or simple, you're being arrogant. You're going to make sure you're going to lose every single time when you do something like this. The reason for losing every single time is going to be mainly due to the fact that you're arrogant and you believe that you know everything. You can't believe that you know everything. If you believe you know everything, you're in for a world of hurt. You need to be making sure that you're learning and growing every single day. Kaname, he learns. He has no idea what his sigil is. Sigil? I feel like it's a sigil, not a sigil. Yeah, I'm gonna say sigil. Once he learns what his sigil is though, this brings him up a few steps and levels. But before that, he was scared, he was terrified, but he still knew how to at least like make sure that he could win in these battles. He wasn't gonna just be cowering in the corner. He was going to be standing up for himself in a way that most other people in this situation would not do. Most people would be like, I'm too scared. I don't know how to maintain this. I don't know how to win this game. I'm just gonna end it here. I'm gonna cry, yada, 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 blah, 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 blah. Can't be doing that. You gotta step up to the plate. You gotta have no fear with what you're doing. And obviously that comes from practice and repetition and just overall skill that one has and develops over the years. And this is why if you guys are ever worrying why you're doing something or what's going to happen if you stop doing that, you're going to go down in this pit of despair. You need to make sure that you continually grow. You're continually reading books, listening to podcasts, talking to new people, asking questions, you name it, whatever it may be, because that's going to accumulate over the years. And if you guys aren't familiar with compound interest, I want you to asking yourself, like, would you rather have a penny right now that compounds every single day, so doubles every single day, or $1 million? If you choose the $1 million, you're going to actually lose money. If you choose the penny that compounds every single day, you're going to actually have more money than that $1 million lump sum right off the bat. So it's better to let your skills accumulate over the years and over the decades and over the millennials, because you're going to learn more and have more knowledge. Even though if in the beginning it doesn't seem like that much, it's going to become a lot more as time goes on. This is the same with Kaname's skill in Darwin's game, otherwise known as D game. He gets more the more he does. So as soon as he touches an object or an item, it's put into his repertoire, into his skill set, into his vast majority of weapons or skills of arsenal. Arsenal, that's the word I was looking for. They're put into his arsenal so that he can use them for a later time, so he can defeat even more enemies or at least stop Darwin's game, because that's his overall objective. And that's the thing I want you guys to also realize. And I know I'm saying also a lot and realize, and because there's so many things that go into improving yourself and improving what you have to do, and obviously just choose one simple thing from this video. You don't have to choose multiple ones, just choose the main one that you think is going to impact you the most. You're going to need to have a clear objective and a clear goal, and I talked about that a little bit in my other video from What is Your Why in High Rise Invasion, and you can watch that video right here if you would like. You need to make sure that you have a goal in order to succeed, and obviously Kaname's goal in Darwin's game is to end Darwin's game. He doesn't want to have any more death. He doesn't want to kill any more people on his hands. So like you can see in the last episode where he's pretty much defeating all of these enemies and killing everybody in the squads and these groups, but leaving one person. He's leaving that one person just so that that person can go around and tell that nobody in this tribe or in this area is able to have Darwin's games played. He wants to end it. He wants to end the suffering. He wants to end the bloodshed the meaningless killing that nobody has control over. There's a few little parts at the end though that I think are going to make a little bit more sense because they're going to introduce more enemies and more ways of fighting, but that's yet to be seen. All of these events though, they led up to Kaname needing to change who he was as a person. They led up to him needing to realize that his way of going about the world and not taking any lives, not making anybody suffer as much as he was suffering, it was going really well at first. It's just he kept losing people. He kept losing his friends because he wasn't strong enough. He knew that he was a monster on the inside, but he didn't want to realize that he was a monster on the outside. You have to adopt your monster. You have to adopt the person that you are, the darkness that's within you, and have the capability of using it when it's necessary, but you don't have to use it all the time. That was the downfall of Wayne in D-Game. He had the darkness, but he let the darkness consume him. Kaname, he has the darkness, but he's not letting it consume him. He's using the darkness to be able to have it be a benefit towards the world. So if you guys have a darkness or a skill or some trait that you think is maybe not as beneficial, God, I cannot speak right now, as beneficial as you might think it might be, just look into it, look deep within yourself and see if you have the ability to change or adopt that new skill. Because if you do, you're going to make a lot more friends, you're going to be able to protect those friends, and you're going to be able to protect yourself because you aren't worried about what may happen because you haven't developed the right necessary skills. When you develop the right necessary skills to help you in life, to defeat a video game, to talk to new people, to talk to new girls, to understand how to communicate better, to understand how to maintain relationships, to understand how to beat whatever game you're playing, you're going to have a higher realization that everything that you led up to you becoming the person that you are right now had a reason. And that's why one of my mottos in life, and you guys should adopt this motto as well, everything happens for a reason. You might not know what that reason is right at the beginning, but it happened because it was meant to happen. Kaname wouldn't be the person that he is right now if he hadn't defeated the undefeated queen, otherwise known as Shaksuka, S-H-U-K-A. He wouldn't have been able to make friends with Ryuju, R-Y-U-U-G-I, because he would have killed him, but Kaname wasn't somebody that was just going to kill somebody just because they needed to. And Ryuji, I'm trying, you guys. He would have killed Kaname, and then that would have been the end of the story right then and there. But obviously that didn't happen because he saw something within Kaname, because Kaname was able to stand up for himself. You guys have to be able to stand up for yourself against those tougher people, against those bigger people. Don't cower in fear because somebody looks stronger or bigger or better than you, because everybody's on an equal footing. Some people might just be more ahead because they develop more skills or because they've done more things with their life so far. That doesn't necessarily mean that you can't do the exact same thing. Like, look at all these other successful people in life. Look at Bezos or Musk or anyone in the world of crypto right now. They had to learn it as they were going. And that's the same thing with everything in life. You have to learn as you go. Don't just sit in the corner waiting for something to change, waiting for something to happen. Go out and experience the world. Go out and experience what the world has to offer so that you can become the person that you're meant to be. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to fail a lot. You might hurt some people in the process. You might get hurt in the process as well. Actually, that's a problem. That's a guarantee. You will get hurt in the process. At the end of it though, once you go through all those hardships, through all those tribulations, through all those struggles that make you question whether or not you're doing the right thing, you'll realize at the end of the game, at the end of the tunnel, everything was there for a purpose. Everything had a purpose. Everything had a reason. Those reasons, as I said, might not be known right now. They will though. You'll be able to look back when you're driving in your car, you're sitting down and you're meditating, or you're just like hanging out with friends. I was gonna say questioning. Is that even words? No, that's not words. That's when you're going to realize that everything that you've done had a reason. Those long nights that you spent alone, those early mornings that you woke up, those hours that you put in reading books or listening to podcasts or understanding who you were as a person, they're going to accumulate into what is meant to be, so that you can be who you were always supposed to be. Without having those, you're just going to be stuck doing what you've always been doing. And I have a feeling that if you guys are watching my channel, you are tired of being stuck doing what you've always been doing. And that's why you have to make sure that you try something new every single day, or at least try and do a new skill, try and do something that's different from what you're doing right now, because you're going to start to realize that you like other things, or you're stronger than you thought, or you have more potential than you ever even imagined possible. And then the world's going to change. You're going to become happier. You're going to become more fulfilled. You're going to realize that no matter what somebody says or does to you, you get to decide how to react. You get to decide what you want to do with yourself. You get to decide how to interact or how to feel about what somebody says. So do what Kaname does. Do what he's done throughout this whole series. Take the world on how you need to, and then eventually maybe one thing will happen where it changes the switch, and that's going to take some time. It might not happen for a few years. It might not happen for a few months. It might happen right now after you watch this video. You just have to be in a very rough spot before you decide to change, because nobody's going to change for you. Nobody can make you change. You have to be the one that changes yourself. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, just please smash the like button just so I know that you guys at least made it to the end of this video. I hope that you have a wonderful weekend spending time with friends, family, whatever you're doing, and I'll see you guys next time.